Have you ever wondered why you feel exhausted even when you haven't done anything for yourself? Why you keep saying yes to people who would never cross a single step for you? If you've ever felt like your life is being shaped by the expectations of others, then this story is for you. Because trying to please everyone is like pouring water into a bottomless pot. You give and give until there's nothing left for yourself. Once, in a peaceful valley surrounded by soft hills, lived a young man named Daniel. Everyone in the village liked him, not because of who he was, but because he never said no. If someone needed help fixing a broken fence, Daniel was there. If someone needed company on a long walk, Daniel agreed. If someone wanted advice, time, or attention, he always offered it, even when he was tired. Daniel believed that making everyone happy made him valuable. And so, he tried his best to be perfect in everyone's eyes. But in trying to please everyone, Daniel slowly forgot how to live his own life. Daniel dreamed of learning to carve wood. His father had left him a set of beautiful carving tools before he passed away, but they lay untouched in a dusty box. Daniel always wanted to open his own little workshop by the river, to create pieces that carried stories inside them. Yet every time he sat down to practice, someone would call his name. Daniel, can you help me move this? Daniel, can you walk with me to town? Daniel, can you fix this before evening? And Daniel would leave his tools behind, telling himself he could practice tomorrow. But tomorrow never came. One morning, Daniel woke up earlier than usual, hoping to steal a few quiet minutes for himself. He walked to the old box, opened it, and touched the tools gently. Just as he picked up a piece of wood, a loud knock came at the door. It was his neighbor, Peter. Daniel, I'm late for the market. Can you help me carry my boxes? Daniel wanted to say no, just this once. His heart whispered, please, not today. But his mouth said, of course, Peter. And just like that, the tools went back inside the box. People loved Daniel for his kindness, but no one noticed the tiredness hidden behind his smile. No one wondered why he never had time for himself. They only knew that whenever they needed him, Daniel would show up. And he always did. One afternoon, as Daniel returned home after helping 3 different families, he found his little sister Lily waiting at the gate. Her eyes were red. Daniel, she said softly, Mama's upset. You promised her you'd help fix the fence today. She's been waiting since morning. Daniel felt a sharp pain in his chest. He had forgotten. Again, I'm sorry, Lily, he whispered. I got busy helping others. Lily looked at him sadly. You help everyone, Daniel. Except the people who actually love you. Those words stayed with him long after Lily walked away. For the first time, Daniel realized something painful. The more he tried to be everything for everyone, the less he was for himself and his own family. That evening, as the sun melted behind the hills, Daniel sat outside his cottage, feeling lost. His mother came out and sat beside him. She didn't scold him, didn't complain. She simply said, Daniel, trying to please everyone is like chasing the wind. You never catch it, and you lose your direction in the process. He remained silent, staring at the ground. His mother placed a hand on his shoulder. You can't give what you don't have. And right now, you have nothing left for yourself. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. His mother's words echoed in his mind. He realized he wasn't tired from work. He was tired from trying to live up to everyone's expectations. He was tired of fearing that someone might think he's selfish. He was tired of apologizing for wanting time for himself. The next morning, desperate for clarity, Daniel walked toward the far side of the valley where an elderly man named Elder Rowan lived. Rowan was known for his wisdom. People said he could look at a person and understand the weight they carried inside. When Daniel reached him, Rowan was sitting under a large cedar tree carving a piece of wood. Daniel watched, mesmerized. The old man smiled without looking up. Your eyes, Rowan said, look like someone who's carrying too many lives on his shoulders. Daniel sat down slowly. I don't know how to make everyone happy without losing myself. Rowan placed the carving aside. Then maybe the real question is, why do you believe everyone's happiness depends on you? Daniel hesitated. I want people to like me. Rowan nodded. And in this desire, you have forgotten the most important person, yourself. Daniel looked at him helplessly. But if I say no, people will be disappointed. Rowan smiled gently. Disappointment doesn't break relationships. Dishonesty does. And every time you say yes when your heart says no, you're being dishonest to yourself. Daniel felt something loosen in his chest, something heavy he'd been carrying for years. Rowan continued, if you spend your life trying to please everyone, You will end up pleasing no one, not even yourself. People will take whatever you offer. It is your job to choose what you can give. Daniel felt his throat tighten. For the first time, he realized he had been living a life borrowed from other people's expectations. Rowan placed a hand on Daniel's shoulder. For the next 7 days, do something simple. When someone asks you for help, don't answer immediately. Take a breath and ask yourself, do I have the energy for this? Do I truly want to do this right now? Is this mine to carry? If the answer is no, tell them politely, not today. Watch what happens. The idea scared Daniel, but something inside him knew he needed this. On the first day, just as the sun climbed the sky, Peter rushed toward him again. Daniel, I need to take these boxes to the storage shed. Can you help? Daniel's heart raced. The familiar guilt rose in his chest, but he remembered Rowan's words. He inhaled deeply, then exhaled. Peter, he said calmly, I can help tomorrow, but not today. Peter stared at him in disbelief. You're refusing. You never refuse. Daniel nodded. I just can't today. Peter walked away, confused. Daniel felt both terrified and strangely lighter, like he had just discovered a new part of himself. That afternoon, Daniel opened his father's box of tools again. He held the carving knife, feeling its weight. This time, no one interrupted him. He carved for 2 hours straight. The piece looked rough and uneven, but Daniel smiled. It was imperfect, but it was his. On the second day, an elderly woman knocked on his door. Daniel, dear, can you fetch water from the well for me? Daniel thought for a moment. He had planned to repair the broken fence for his mother. He gently shook his head. I'm sorry, I can't today, but I hope you find help soon. The woman didn't get angry. She simply nodded and walked away. And for the first time, Daniel realized something important. The world didn't collapse because he said no. On the fourth day, Daniel noticed something strange. Many of the tasks he used to handle for people, they were doing them themselves. Peter carried his own boxes. The elderly woman's grandson fetched the water. The neighbors solved their own small problems without calling Daniel. The village didn't fall apart. Life went on, and Daniel's life finally started. Yet, Daniel also realized another truth. When he stepped back, the silence around him felt heavy. No constant knocking, no endless requests, only quiet. For a moment, it made him feel lonely. But then, that loneliness slowly turned into peace. He repaired the fence with his mother. He carved a new piece of wood every day. He spent time with Lily, laughing and listening to her stories. He felt more alive in those few days than he had felt in years. At the end of the week, Daniel walked again to Elder Rowan's cedar tree. Rowan looked up at him with a knowing smile. So, did the world stop spinning when you stopped pleasing everyone? Daniel exhaled softly. No, it just became clearer. Rowan nodded. Good. You're beginning to understand. Pleasing everyone is a prison. It looks harmless from outside, but it steals your voice, your time, your dreams. Daniel looked at his hands. I always thought people needed me. Rowan laughed gently. People need many things, but your life is not a collection of their needs. You were born with your own journey, Daniel. If you don't walk it, no one will walk it for you. Daniel felt a warmth in his chest. For the first time, he saw the world not as a place he needed to earn love from, but as a place where he deserved to exist freely. Weeks passed. Daniel became a different man. Not harder, not unkind, just stronger. He still helped others, but only when he truly could, not out of fear of being disliked. He carved beautiful pieces that the villagers admired. He spent evenings with his family. He smiled more. He slept better. And something surprising happened. People respected him more. When he said yes, they appreciated it. When he said no, they understood. Daniel finally realized that real relationships don't break when you stop pleasing people. They become more honest. One evening, as Daniel stood by the river watching the water glitter in the fading sunlight, Lily walked up beside him. You seem happier, she said. Daniel nodded. For the first time, I'm living my own life. Lily smiled. And we're proud of you. Daniel looked at the quiet water and whispered, almost to himself, maybe saying no was the first real yes I've ever given myself. So, my friend, are you like Daniel? Always trying to keep everyone happy while losing yourself along the way. Remember this, your worth is not measured by how much you sacrifice. You're not unkind for choosing yourself. You're not selfish for protecting your peace. When you stop trying to please everyone, you finally start living for yourself. People respect what you respect. So begin with yourself, your time, your heart, your dreams. And if this story touched you, let it remind you, your life is yours. Don't hand it away to every expectation that knocks on your door.